And I'm also a volunteer. I help out HUA in various ways, and I'm deeply grateful for HUA to have given me a way to find a way to do my swadharma in a sense. So in that capacity, I wanted to welcome all of you, and also our faculty who's going to be teaching this program today. And I also want to thank Kushalji, who's in the background, who's adeptly managing all the technology and helping us connect with you and helping you to connect with us. Thank you so much. I want to start by making sure that we can like interact with each other, right? If you guys see, some of you are probably on your computer, some of you are probably on your phones, but at the bottom there should be a reactions button. Usually it's like a heart-shaped button. That's a very good way to show us your energy, and we really, as speakers, it gives us energy. And in this modern world of video conference, we sometimes lose that energy of being amongst ourselves, being in the audience. So it gives you as energy as well. So please hit on the like button, the heart button, there's the applause button. And there's also a namaste. I think, oh, maybe it's not enabled for here today. I think the webinar is a shorter set of icons, but please hit the buttons throughout the webinar. Show us your energy. It helps Kalika ji. It gives us a lot of energy. Thank you so much. And I see all of your reactions. There's also the chat and the Q&A, right? So along the way, if you have comments, if you want to say something to us, please use the chat, please do. But there will be a Q&A section towards the end, and where you will even be able to come online and show up on camera and ask us questions. But along the way, if questions come to your mind, put them in the Q&A box. There is a separate Q&A box. So if you put them there, they won't get lost in the chat, right? And we will come back and systematically answer the questions. So use the chat, but also use the Q&A for questions so that we can keep track of them and make sure that we answer your questions, right? Um, so that's so now that we're kind of communicating and I see your reactions, it makes me so happy. I want to, from a student perspective, right? I'm a student, I'm volunteering at HUA and I'm a student, right? And I want to start by asking like a question. Like we all try to teach our children about dharma, right? Dharma and the right way to be in the world and everything. But sometimes we ourselves find ourselves reacting badly in the moment. When it comes to the day-to-day moment, sometimes we react badly, react quickly. What is the effect of this incoherence, between what we teach and how we act in front of our children, right? What's the effect, And also like going to the other end of the spectrum, uh, you know, considering the wider world, some of us are like frustrated with how things are turning out in the world, and we want to make a change, right? But sometimes we find how do we find the time and how do we find the energy necessary? And more importantly, how do we find the patience and the depth of understanding necessary, right? How do we do that? So whether we're trying to improve our day-to-day lives or we're trying to make an impact in the world, right? Isn't self-mastery the first step? What do you guys think? Show us some reactions. Are you guys along the same lines? So I'm glad to see you guys. Uh, so in that light, and if you all agree, I'm uh, then you're in the right place. You're in the right place to start that journey of your life. And I'm deeply honored to introduce Dr. Kalika Uttarkar. She's HUA's Director of Community Education. And she's also the teaching faculty who will be guiding you on this journey. Dr. Uttarkar holds a PhD in philosophy. She's a Vedanta scholar, and she also has a master's in psychotherapy and counseling. It's this rare combination that allows her to help us see the connection between the timeless wisdom of our civilization and the current cognitive science. This very combination also allows her to help us apply this timeless wisdom to navigate our contemporary lives and eventually like thrive. Dr. Uttarkar, as a corporate trainer, has spent over 30 years training global leaders, corporate leaders in global firms like RSB International, the Bosch Group. And she trained them on how to manage decision fatigue and maintain professional resilience. And in clinical settings, she has successfully rehabilitated about 1,000 cardiac patients through yoga therapy, right? So in addition to being Director of Community Education at HUA, Dr. Uttarkar is also a currently practicing psychotherapy counselor in Plano, Texas. And she understands this unique generational gaps, multicultural friction, and professional challenges that you guys face because she has spent many years helping specifically the Indian diaspora, but the wider population to thrive and pass on like dharmic values in a way that the next generation will accept and receive. So please join me in welcoming our faculty, Dr. Kalika Uttarkar, who'll be guiding you along with this journey. Please show us. Yeah.
Namaste. Namaste, everybody. And thank you very much for joining us on this webinar. It is my honor that today I am here to speak about our new launch, that is the Bhagavad Gītā program, certificate program. And we will be discussing about this going forward. So thank you very much. Let us start with a prayer today. And just, Om Sahana Bhavatu सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति 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 नमस्ते. So this is actually a very good opportunity that on Saturday morning, today we are going to discuss about Bhagavad Gītā. Most of you, I'm sure, might have had some occasion where you came in connection with Bhagavad Gītā. You might have heard about it, you might have read about it, you might have as well studied about it. So Bhagavad Gītā is one of the significant scripture that we have from the ancient Vedic civilization, and it has been always there with every generation still today. And often different scholars have given commentaries on it, they have spoken about it, and you will see that most of the successful people that we see around, they all say that it is Bhagavad Gītā who has taught us, and that is why we are what we are. What is this knowledge? What is this wisdom that is hidden in Bhagavad Gītā and that has kept generations to generations keep going, thriving, and progressing, and helping people to find the real meaning of themselves and their lives? So that is the whole purpose over here. How do we really relate Bhagavad Gītā to our life today? We see that we are living in turbulent times, economically, politically, socially, familial level, individual level. There is too much of restlessness happening. So how do we stay at rest? How do we stay more happy? This is the current issue that we all are going through. And here we would see that how can Bhagavad Gītā help us to navigate our life? So we have a poll for you. Just try to answer this poll. It says, what would you like to change in your life that will make you happier? Just close your eyes for a moment and ask this question. One thing you feel it should be changed, and you feel that you'll be happier than you are now. So it could be relationship with the children, it could be relationship with the spouse, stress at work, career anxiety, or maybe something different. We never know. We all carry some amount of burden of few things in our mind. So the first step going forward is to understand what that is, to observe what it is. So Vijayji, are we getting the answers?
Yes, Kalikaji, we're getting the answers. We're at 60%. So please, everyone, answer the poll, and then Kalikaji will be able to sort of respond to your needs, Yeah.
So, see, we have typically given 4 options, but it's not necessary that only these are the reasons for concern in our life. There can be multiple things. But just, we have to understand that all of us, every one of us, wants to be happier than we are now. And this is a continuous process. Since childhood, we all have been like this. And we are told that you do this and you'll be more happy. And you achieve this and you'll be more happy. So, first, they put us in the schools and they say, you study well, you'll be happy. Then you get good grades, you'll be happy. Then get into a wonderful college, you'll be happy. Find a fantastic life partner, you'll be happy. Have cute little kids, you will be happy. Let them get good grades in the school, let them achieve, let them play, let them win prizes, you will be happy. It goes on and on, isn't it? We just need to take a pause and really find out at this moment, what is it exactly that I want? What will make me happy? So here are the results of the poll. So yes, relationship with my children says 58%, relationship with my spouse 38%, stress at work 32%, career anxiety 44%. So yes, this shows that we are carrying the burden of certain things. It's not that it doesn't allow us to move in our routine, but it's always a good situation when we feel that I can be lighter. Sometimes we feel heavy. And what are the reasons behind that? There are layers to it. So, this kind of conflicts, this kind of burden that we all have, it comes in layers. It's not one answer. And this keeps, bothering us as if it's on the background. There's a background music going on sometimes when we work. And this background music, if it is pleasant, we work better. But if the background music is chaotic, then we are not able to concentrate. We are not able to be productive. We are not able to really deliver better. So, what do we say? We say, shun that noise. Let us close it. Now, here is a time in this course, this will go on for 4 quarters. It begins with 1 quarter. We are all going to try to observe, understand this noise which is at the background, identify, and then make it calm, make it happier, convert it into an energy which will take us forward, which will make us lighter, which will make us happy. And Bhagavad Gita is the tool which will take us through that. So, which is a major conflict that we have, or a major crisis that we have, because Bhagavad Gita starts with Arjuna's conflict. It starts with his distress. And it has its innate logic going forward. Every chapter goes with the logic. And we will also move along with Arjuna in this whole process. How Sri Krishna, how Vyasji is taking him from his crisis to enlightenment. We will be part in this journey. And while we are in this journey, we will have to, understand the philosophical concepts in a very simpler way but rigorous way. Then relate it with the psychological concepts, the patterns that we have, the reactive patterns that we all have. And then again, from the day-to-day behavioral way, from the counseling aspect, how we can develop it and help ourselves, help our children. So this is how the course will proceed. So while we're talking about the layers of conflict, one conflict that we all face is the identity conflict. Who we are. Who am I? So especially these days when I'm working with the teenagers, there is this identity crisis often. So it is on different levels. So we will study what are these different levels. It's on the physical level, it's on the emotional level, social level, economical level, geographical level, national level, intellectual level. And then is there something which talks about our eternal identity? How can we move from our physical identity, a personality that we love so much? Is that all, or is something beyond that? And is it possible to remove these layers of different identities that we have and rest in our true identity, which will enable us to navigate through the different roles that we are playing? So, that is one aspect. The second aspect is action, to do or not to do. What should I do? Is this the right action or is this not the right action? And while I'm performing this action, what should be my approach? What should I think about that action? Should I think about the outcome? Oh my God, once I start thinking about the outcome, there is a lot of stress. There is a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of fear. And we experience this every day. But there are few people who navigate through it very easily. They take less time, less energy, and do more things. Can we do that? Sometimes we are into this thought paralysis. And then we really think that, oh my God, I'm just keeping on thinking, and there's a lot of overthinking. Logically, we think this is right, this is wrong. Should I do this? Should I not do this? I plan a lot. This is one project I want to do, but we don't act. So, how do we come out of this action paralysis? How do we decide between what is right and what is wrong? It is all about karma. What is karma? What is my action? And that kind of crisis is also very predominantly dealt in Bhagavad Gītā. And that is where Arjuna is stuck. Arjuna is feeling, what should I really do? He is stuck between love, he's stuck between duty, he's stuck between his identity. And we all are modern Arjuns. And we also want to navigate. And another issues that, critical issues that most of us go, especially in the modern times, are the relational stress that we all go. We get attached, we also get wounded. And isn't it surprising? Sometimes we get wounded by the people whom we love the most. It could be our parents, it could be our spouse, it could be our children, it could be our dear near friends. Most of the time, we get hurt by the people whom we love the most. What's the reason? What are our attachment patterns? How much do we get attached? What do we expect from our relationships? And what does Bhagavad Gītā talk about this? Does it say that leave everything and go out into the jungle? Or does it say, no, navigate this smartly? Be happy, make others happy. So, what is that science? So, that is also something where Bhagavad Gītā becomes very relevant, very contemporary. And then there is another layer to it. Are we happy? Are we chasing happiness? What is it that we really want? And then once we get few things, we feel, wow, I'm going to be happy. But are we delusional? Because that kind of happiness which we are after, it sometimes it doesn't come into our hands. And sometimes even when we achieve it, we are just numb. We don't know. Oh, really? Did I think this would make me happy? Oh, is this happiness? So, how do we start experiencing joy? How do we start experiencing happiness? And how do we navigate and understand the eternal joy that is within us? So, Bhagavad Gītā helps us on all these three levels. So these are the concepts I would say that basically this course would deal. It would continue from exploring the philosophical concepts, then understanding the psychological nuances of them, and then being very interactive with different activities that we would do in the class, with different questionnaires, quizzes, group discussions. We would go in this journey, knowing each other, learning from each other, at the same time going in a similar journey together. It's a pursuit of knowledge, pursuit of happiness. So the basic concepts which would come in this process would be understanding what is Atman, what is karma, what is swadharma, what is being sthita prajna, what is equanimity, how do I achieve that equanimity, and we will also try to find out what are the metaphysical, epistemological aspects of these concepts. So at the same time, we will dig deeper into the concepts, but we would also bring it out and apply to our day-to-day issues. Yeah. Vijayji, shall we go ahead with the second poll?
Yes, Kalika ji. I think, are you talking about the activity, right?
Yes, yes.
Yes, everyone. So I think my camera, oh, there it is. Hello, everyone. So we have an activity planned for you guys today. I will be sending a link to a Mentimeter activity, but it will also show up on the screen. So there's going to be a QR code that you can scan or on your cell phone, or there's a link that I will put down shortly. So please join this activity, and that way, this is a reflection of the nature of the course and the program itself. It's going to be very interactive with group discussions and specific activities and practices, practical practices that we will be doing throughout the program. So the webinar is a reflection of that. So it's going to be interactive. So please, in a minute, I will be sharing my screen. So please join. Here is the panelist. Did you guys receive the chat? Did that go out to everyone? Nice. Okay, so I will share my screen in a minute, in a second here. And then Kalika ji will lead you guys through the questions. Okay. Okay. I see your responses. This is
Yes.
nice to see.
So when was the last time you enjoyed a beautiful sunset or maybe sunrise? So somebody says last evening, and somebody is saying about a year ago, last night, I don't remember, this morning, every night, 2 evenings ago, yesterday, cannot remember, January 2026. Wow, 1 year, winter of Kolkata in India. Wow, that's amazing. Almost daily. Wonderful. Last month. Amazing, isn't it? See, the sun rises every day. It never takes a holiday. Supposedly, if it had to take a holiday, we would have to take holiday for always, it would be a holiday, no existence later, isn't it? So sun is there in the sky every day. There is a beautiful sunset and a sunrise every day. Similarly, there are so many things around us. Those are so beautiful. Those are so significant. I'll give you another example. You move into a new house and we buy furniture. We decorate the house. We bring in so many artifacts. And while doing that, we enjoy it a lot. And eventually, all those things become old. And then, while we are in the routine, how many of us have really watched a beautiful painting that we had placed in our living room? How many of us have really watched the family picture that is there in your master bedroom or in the children's room? We just tend to ignore things once we are into the routine. Now, what does this signify? This signifies that we live in the future or we live in the past. Are we really living in the present tense is the question. Are we there when we are living? Are we there in our environment? Are we there with our people? And most importantly, are we there with ourselves? Are we living in the present tense? I mean, if somebody comes and tells us that, do you want, I don't think you need life anymore. Today is the last day of your life. How much we would panic, right? And we would say, no, no, give me few more days. Then if we are asked, how many days do you really want? And why do you want? Then we would say, no, I just want to see the sunset once. I want to see the sunrise. I want to be with my children, be more, play with them, discuss with them, talk with them. I want to go to Colorado, have hikes there. So many things, isn't it? But we just lose out every day on our day. And the reason is we rarely are in present tense. So Bhagavad Gītā tells us, how can we be in present tense? And what is presence? What is past? Like past is memories, future is imagination. Then what is present? And how big is present? And how small is present? The moment I say now, now goes away. It becomes past. Then I say now, it goes back. It becomes past tense. So what is present tense and what Bhagavad Gītā talks about it is something which we would be discussing while we start this program. So Bhagavad Gītā talks about theory, it talks about philosophy, it talks about that canvas that is behind all of us. But it is our skill as to how we bring it into our application. How does it imply it to every breath that we are living? So thank you for this answer. Shall we go with the next question? How many times do you take a deep breath in a day? A deep breath, and slowly exhale. How many of us really do it? How often do we do? Yes, 19% say that often, 20 of you are saying often, 17 are saying sometimes. When I take these classes for yoga, pranayam, and meditation, I often meet people and they say that sometimes, when you tell us to take a deep breath, it pains in the chest. Why? Because I'm not habituated to taking that much of air into me. Can you imagine? Our body is made so beautifully by nature that it has so much of potential. But because of the stress, because of the burden, because of the hecticness of our routine, we forget to take this deep breath. Why do we forget? Because we are not with our body. We are not with our mind. We are doing something else which we feel is more important. So the priority has shifted from our happiness, from our well-being to certain things which gives us post-dated checks that once we get them we will be happy. So we are leaving something that is with us and we are now this immediate question can be, what do you say? Should we leave our jobs and just sit home and take deep breathing? Absolutely not. Can we do this deep breathing every time, wherever we are? Because our body is always with us, our mind is always with us. just that we overthink, just that we are overoccupied. And what Bhagavad Gita tells us, what should we do? What is yoga? How do we achieve that equilibrium? Samatvam yoga uchyate is the definition of yoga that Bhagavad Gita gives us. What does it really imply? What does it really say? So this is one of an important aspect that we need to ask ourselves. How much do I breathe? Do I breathe full? Do I take that much of oxygen which is there in the air? We keep complaining that the air is polluted, there is less oxygen. How much do we breathe? So that is something which takes us to becoming more calm from our restlessness. It's a journey towards becoming more being at rest that way. And then another question which I would like to bring in front of you is that I'm glad 23 of the people said that often, 19 said sometimes, and some said never. This is a reality check, my dear friends. We need to ask ourselves, are we taking a deep breath every day? How many times? So I think Vijayji, can we move to the next question? When was the last time you were very happy? Very happy. Oh my God, this is wonderful. This is best. This is the best time of my life. This moment is precious. This amount of happiness, this amount of joy. So somebody's saying daily, somebody's saying often, somebody's saying now. I'm so glad. Somebody's saying years ago, maybe a week back, 3 days ago, maybe a week back, 2 days ago. I don't remember. Oh my God. Before 15 days, almost all the time. That's a wonderful answer. 3 days ago, every day, yesterday. So, why is it that we are not always happy? Is it possible to be always happy? That doesn't mean that it is just fake positivism, that you keep laughing for anything and everything around you. It's not that. Is it practical? Somebody would say it's not practical to be happy always. Why is it not practical? What are the barriers that come when we want to be happy? Somebody saying years ago. So, can we work on these barriers? So, in this class, we would have this kind of discussions. We would have certain quizzes, questionnaires, and we would. It's also a class of counseling. I want everybody who comes to this class take tools and start using from day one. And that way, this journey will become very exciting. So, it is a class of philosophy, psychology, and counseling. So it's like one-on-one counseling may happen, group counseling may happen, because we will be discussing topics which are part of our living. And therefore, these questions become significant because we rarely ask them. They may sound trivial, prima facie, but they are very deep. And on what does my happiness really depend? Do I wait for things to happen and then am I happy? Or is my happiness my sthayi bhav? Sthayi bhav is my consistent state of awareness. The canvas, is your canvas happy? Or is your canvas waiting for you to paint something on it? Are we happy as we are created? Or we are happy when we create something? So is happiness external, internal, or is it both? And how can we navigate through that? So this is one of the very important topic that we would be working on while we go ahead. Vijayji, can we take the next question, please? So this is a sequel to an earlier question. How often do you smile in a day? Often? Wonderful. Many times? Less often? Our smile is a reflection of our inner calm. So there was this Prime Minister in India whose name was PV Narasimha Rao. I was in school that time. And I remember one day in the newspaper, there was this short, a brief write-up. I mean, I don't know whether, why did this come up in the newspaper? I don't know. But one of the reporters asked him, Narasimha Rao ji, you rarely smile. Why don't you smile? And he said, what is it there to smile? I can understand. Being in politics, there are not many occasions when people can smile, but maybe that day was not his good day. And the reporter asked him. In fact, he was a student of philosophy and a very good scholar of philosophy also. But even then, we all go through these phases when we see that there is nothing that we should smile for. And how can we keep smiling more and more? How we can bring this happiness within us, which keeps expressing, reflecting, and it has to be contagious. If you smile, people around you will also smile. And even if they don't smile, keep smiling. These days, people smile less. These days, I often see sometimes children are also smiling less. That is not right. Children have to smile more. So, thank you for your answers. And I'm seeing 44 have responded, and most of them say that quite often, occasionally, sometimes, few times, if lucky, all the time, wherever I see someone. Wonderful. So we all are into different phases of life. Morning, we may give this answer differently. Afternoon, evening, if you're in a different mood, you may answer the same question differently. So how do we handle this mind, which is called as a monkey mind in Bhagavad Gītā? It rules us, it takes us from one branch to other branch, from this branch to this branch, and it regulates how much we should smile, when we should smile. Is there a possibility that we can regulate our mind? Is there a possibility that we can maintain our happiness in spite of the turmoil that is going, chaos that is going outside? That is very important. And that is how Bhagavad Gita comes in for our help. So, can we take the next question, Vijayji? Describe yourself in one word. Just write one word that describes you. Sincere, thoughtful. I request everybody to respond to this question, please. Happy, authentic, dependable, kind, peace, searcher, content, yoga, optimist, student, energetic, happy, involved, passionate, confused, contemplative, joyful, playful, seeking peace. I don't know how to respond. Empathetic. Just describe yourself in one word. Curious, fortunate, optimistic. Okay, keep responding. See, are you observing that some of you are describing yourself through your action? Some of you are describing yourself as people think about you. So we describe ourselves in the form of adjectives, in the form of our actions. So we are describing ourselves the way we are thinking and behaving. Also, how we are reacting to the situations, how we are reacting to our life conditions, reacting to other people. So it is all that we are talking about creation. Someone says Brahman. Someone says peaceful, calm, pleasant, wonderful. So these are the different ways. You will observe how people think about themselves, how we think about ourselves, and who are we really? How should I describe myself? Sat Chit Ananda is one way of describing, but those are again three words. So somebody says, I am Chaitanya. That is full energy, absolute vitality, absolute energy, awareness, happiness, and Jagruti is there. Lot of awareness is there. So these are different ways how we are identifying ourselves. Now, the second question which follows this is, are we consistent enough with this identity that we have? And is this identity permanent or is it transitory? Is it changing? So are we continuously changing or is there something behind this change? So this basically helps us to understand who we are. Are we transient or are we eternal? And if we are eternal, how do we deal with this transient world? And while we are dealing with this transient world, is there a possibility that I'm absolutely calm within, absolutely peaceful within? And this, what kind of skill is this? What kind of approach is this? And Bhagavad Gita basically talks about this. It tells us how to be peaceful, calm, happy within continuously, in spite of the whole dynamism that is happening around us. When the whole energy is playing in different forms outside us, sometimes it is very rhythmic, sometimes it is chaotic, sometimes it is happy, sometimes it is sad. So, you know how it is defined? What is sukha and what is dukkha? Sukha is happiness, dukkha is sorrow. Anukul Vedanam Sukham, Pratikul Vedanam Dukkham. That is the definition of Sukha and Dukkha. What is Sukha? So when things happen according to my expectations, I am happy. But when things go wrong and they are not according to my expectations, I become sad. And I keep moving from sadness to happiness, from happiness to sadness like a pendulum. So how do I define myself? How do I describe myself? Who I am? What is that anchor where I can say, this is me? Because if I say that I'm honest, I know in certain cases I was struggling to be honest in certain situations. If I say I'm thoughtful, I know I'm thoughtful. But sometimes when I'm angry, I repent why I was not thoughtful in that situation, why I did not respond, but I reacted. What was the reason that my strength was less at that time? Somebody says I'm playful, I'm joyful, wonderful. So it all is proportional, you know. Proportionately, we are peaceful. Proportionately, we are energetic. Proportionately, we are honest. I would say proportionately, somebody is dishonest. So we are not same every time. So when these things are so fleeting, so changing, is there something behind that? And is it possible that we always stay anchored to that eternality, divinity, and still keep navigating? So that is one thing. And let's go to the next question, Vijayji. Are you content with the direction of your life? Are you happy the way life has gone and the way it's proceeding? Yes, very much. Not very much. No. Generally, yes. Absolutely. In some aspects. Sometimes. Little confused. Crisis. Getting better. 50-50. Not really. In some aspects. So, what is life actually? And is it so significant? And if yes, what happens after life? That is another question. So, when we say that what is the direction of my life, until when? Until I am alive. Then what happens after death? Does everything end? Is there transmigration? Is there rebirth? These are the questions. And then, how many years in my life are still pending? I mean, do I have, how many years will I live more? And do I really have time to change? And if I can change, grateful, prepared, I'm changing the direction. Do I have control? Yes. Do I have control on my life as I'm going? I feel sometimes confused. Am I just a puppet in the hands of somebody? Am I just fulfilling expectations of my family and just dragging every day? When I get up in the morning, do I feel, yes, one more day? Let me live this day. Am I energetic to that level? Am I happy to that level? Or I feel, oh my God, another day. Let me get ready, go to the office, go to my workplace. Is that what we are thinking? So, what is life and what could be different directions of life? And then, what are the methods moving ahead in life? So, these are certain questions, which is also the topic of our course. So, these were just sample questions. And thank you, everybody, for taking the initiative and answering all these questions. This has been absolutely wonderful interacting with you all. So, today we thought in this webinar we would keep it more interactive. And the whole course is also going to be very interactive, and it has to relate with every breath that we take. Philosophy has to be in application. Only then it is significant. If it is not in application, then it is just an intellectual activity. We do multiple activities. This is one of the activity. No, it has to be about us, about my living, about my breathing, about my being happy. It has to be my experience. So in this whole process, we would experience Bhagavad Gita into our capacities and according to our potential also. So this is how the course is going forward. So Vijayji, would you like to join in for some activity, or will be moving forward?
Yes, Namaste Kalika ji. I think, yeah, I think you presented the course very well. Do you want to talk about this course in the context of the larger program
Oh
that
yes.
we're doing, you know?
Yes, yes. Thank you, Vijayji. So, I would like to, just present before you that this is a full program, and we are starting with the first module, which is called From Inner Conflict to Self-Knowledge. So, we all experience inner conflicts and layers that we just saw, and there are multiple more layers which can be discussed and handled and navigated. And then, how can we move from the state of crisis to the state of knowledge, full awareness? It's a journey. And believe me, Bhagavad Gita has 700 shlokas and it has 18 chapters. So, in the first module, we would be focusing on the first four chapters as well as the important concepts, philosophical, psychological, and counseling aspects of it. And then we would be taking it forward. So, this is the first module. And what could be the outcomes of this? We can break the reaction patterns that we are into, come into the mode of responding. We can understand more about our duties as to what should I really do and what I cannot do, how to put boundaries, where to put and when not to put. This can be one of the interesting outcomes that is there. At the same time, it is also analyzing different principles, philosophical principles, psychological principles. We would be talking about ACT, DBT, CBT. These are the psychological theories, psychotherapy therapeutic theories, and they have significance and they are used in the therapies. Now, do they have any connection with the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita? Does Bhagavad Gita just talk about that, or does it also talk more than that? So there would be some analysis, comparison, application of these modern theories, adaptations of philosophy. So that is all about the first course. So the focus mainly is about how to observe, understand, and navigate the inner conflict that we all have. And then how to take this journey towards knowledge. Knowledge about the world, knowledge about relationships, knowledge about the people, and in the end, knowledge about our own self. So this is a process which starts with the problem, which starts with the limitations that we are facing, starts with the barriers that are hurting us, but we need to understand them, observe them, navigate through them, and then transcend towards better ways of living, better state of existence, that is self-knowledge. So this is the first module. Similarly, we would proceed with next three modules also. And Vijayji, would you want me to explain a little bit about the program as a whole?
Yeah, please explain like how what are the synergies of the whole program as
Yes,
opposed to taking the individual modules, you know.
yes,
And then if you could please also present the community education division.
yes, yes.
But while Kalikaji is presenting that, everyone, I launched a poll. So in the community education division, our goal is to make this all accessible to people, working parents, you know, busy lives. So please take the time to answer this poll. This will help us provide better offerings to you guys. You know, with that, please,
Sure,
Kalikaji.
sure. Thank you, Vijayji. So, the very purpose behind launching this program was for many years, I was dealing with teenagers and their parents because I do take a course on growing up with Gita and also Hindu parenting. And while I was discussing with my students and interacting with people, they said, why don't you bring in Bhagavad Gita for adults? We have one bucket list that I want to study Bhagavad Gita, but it rarely happens. And just reading Bhagavad Gita on my own, I tend to drop it sometimes. So I want to complete the whole study of Bhagavad Gita. And therefore, we said, wow, this is a very good opportunity to conduct a journey of studying Bhagavad Gita and understanding it from the original script and then trying to bring it into contemporary relevance. And therefore, we divided it into four modules. So the first module, as I expressed, which is starting in April, is from inner conflict to self-knowledge. And then the second one is about the emotional mastery and the purposeful action. So emotional mastery is something we all want to have. And imagine if we are really masters of our emotions, how beautiful and wonderful life would be, isn't it? But that doesn't happen. In Bhagavad Gita, it says that Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammoha smrti vibhrama, smrti bhanshat buddhi nasho, buddhi nashat pranashyati. So, krodh, that is anger. From krodh, we move to sammoha, that is, there is lot of confusion, smoky situation. Because once a man is angry, or anybody who is angry, they are not able to understand the logic. Two people keep talking about something, but none of them is able to understand what exactly they are doing and what exactly is the problem. So that is confusion. And then from sammoha, what happens? Smriti vibhrama. The intellect gets polluted. Smriti bhanshat buddhi nasho, buddhi nashat pranashyati. And that's the declining ladder. So these emotions that we all experience, how to understand them, this is all about emotional quotient because this affects our relationships. This affects our relationship with ourselves. This is the main barrier that human beings face. So the second module works more on emotional mastery and how to achieve that. Then that emotional balance should also reflect in action, purposeful action. What is karma? How to act? How to how to react basically, because we keep reacting. If I tell you for 5 minutes, sit down and do not react to anything, try doing this activity. You just take away this one thing from this webinar today. 5 minutes, just sit down and do not react to anything. So, first we stop reacting to the external things, and then the difficult hike begins. There is so much going on within us, and then we are trying not to react to that, not to react to your memories. Don't react to your imagination, don't react to the thoughts that are coming. So, there is a technique, there is a skill as to how to learn this. So that is mostly which we will be dealing in the second module of it, and another 4 chapters from Bhagavad Gita. The third module will be the cosmic vision and infinite self. So what is cosmos? What is universe? And what is that cosmic vision? And how is it related to me? So when Sri Krishna gives this Vishwarupa Darshan to Arjun, what does it really mean? And is this Vishwa externally or is it internally also? And am I able to connect myself with that cosmic self? Is there any way? Is there any thought behind that? So that kind of progress happens as we move into the third module of our Bhagavad Gita program. And then the fourth program is about the last 4 chapters, that is purification and awakening and lasting contentment. So purification is also, we have all these Shad Ripus, isn't it? Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Mada, Moha, Matsar. That is, we have anger, we have lust, we have greed, we have attachment. And all these are kind of enemies that we carry with ourselves day and night, 24/7, 365 days. We handle these all enemies and they are so dear and near to us that anything and everything happens, they pop out even before we know that. So how to handle all of them? What is Sattvic Sampatti, that is divine prosperity? What is Asuri Sampatti, demonic prosperity? What is that? So all that kind of discussion would happen in the, and also psychologically, how to deal with them. That happens in the fourth module. Now, I would mention here a disclaimer that in Bhagavad Gita, there are no watertight compartments in amongst the topics. So it's the focus that keeps changing. It is where we go detail into which topic will change, but it is basically knowledge which tells us who you are, what is the purpose of your life, how you should live your life, and what is it that you should achieve in life. So all these questions are dealt from different angles. It's like seeing the kaleidoscope. We never see the same picture, right? But we enjoy it. Similarly, Bhagavad Gita brings in perspectives from different angles on the similar problems. And who knows which perspective resonates with whom. So people keep reading, studying Bhagavad Gita, but Bhagavad Gita resonates differently to each individual. So I read Bhagavad Gita when I was a child in school, then when I went to my college, then when I got married and I was a mother of 2 kids, and today when my kids have grown up and they are going into colleges, every stage of life, I see Bhagavad Gita differently. We all do that. So that is how this journey proceeds from module 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you can join us and take a taste of it in the first module. Now you can take admission completely for all program. That is going to be fantastic, wonderful. But if you want to start with one module, you're most welcome. And that way we will all proceed together. So this is about the course, that is from inner conflict to knowledge, which is the first module. And I'm just telling you that this is part of the whole program that goes on for 44 weeks. So 11 weeks is one module, 4 quarters. So 44 weeks is a journey that we will be doing together. We'll be studying yoga, we will be studying philosophy, psychology, counseling. We will be discussing, having a lot of activities, interactions. So this is going to be fun. So yeah, with this, I think I will also brief you a little bit on our community education department of Hindu University of America. So it is a wonderful section that we have developed. We have more than 270 courses, more than 50 faculties, and amazing courses. So you can visit our website and you will see. Would you be able to bring it on screen, Vijayji?
Yes,
Or
Kalika.
if the time is, I think I'll just explain, and then
Yeah.
I would request all of you to go and visit the website because that would take a little longer. So visit all our programs. We have certificate programs, we have master's degree, we have PhD programs, and in the community education, basically these are the courses where you don't need any prerequisites. We have courses on Sanskritam. Somebody asked that how can I start learning Sanskritam from the beginning? So we have Sanskrit courses from the beginning. We have courses in Ayurveda. We have courses in Hindu history. History of Hindu civilization. What is the real history of our civilization? We have courses on decolonization. What is decolonization? How to decolonize your mind? Academics, research process. So that kind of courses are there. Then we have courses in Hindu studies, in Upanishads, Darshanas, Yoga, Bhagavad Gita, Hindu parenting, and many more courses are yet to come. So we have wonderful faculty. This is an online university, and we conduct courses mostly on the evenings so that even working professionals can join from their place. And this is a wonderful space to be in. You will be connected with like-minded people. You will start interacting with your fellow students, and your life can take a different route altogether. So that is how community education department works, HUA works. So I welcome you all to join this journey of knowledge. And you know one thing, we have lot of YouTube, we have lot many social media platforms where we listen to all this content. And with all due respect and love for all of them who are doing that work, I would say even then, having this academic rigor and studying the philosophy in a rigorous way and in a very systematic way with one-on-one interaction and with the teacher and with the fellow students and being in the community in itself is a different experience. And I also feel that it is also our duty, because no one should say that Indian philosophy, Hindu philosophy is not a philosophy. It is a philosophy. It is a guiding philosophy. It has rigor, system. It is very academic. It is very strong. It is about us. And therefore, we have to take it further. So I also take a course on Shad Darshanas, which is also upcoming in the next quarter. So we will be having a webinar separately on that. But that all shows that how our body of knowledge is rigorous and it is so alive, so contemporary. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Kalika ji, for a captivating presentation. So everyone, I think I've just put in the chat the links for the first module as well as the program, And as Kalika ji was referring, there are a lot of pre-recorded videos online, and a lot of resources like that, and they're great, right? But this is a 11-week live interactive program, right? And this is on the level of like corporate training, executive coaching, so this is on that level, right? And a program like that, from a student's perspective, my perspective, it would end up costing like $1,000 or something like that, right? But your investment in yourself to start this journey today, Hindu University is a mission-driven organization. Our courses are very heavily subsidized because of generous donors, and so your investment would be like $300 for this course. And because it's this high quality interactive course, we limit the spaces in the course, right? So please, if you can at all, like please go ahead and join today if you can. With that, I'm gonna open the floor for the Q&A. And I want to remind everyone there's that Q&A box, which actually helps us answer your questions more systematically and make sure that we don't skip any questions because they might get lost in the chat, right? So
Yes.
please put your questions in the Q&A.
Can we take one question, Vijayji? There are already many questions. Maybe.
Yeah, please, Kalika ji, you can look at the Q&A box here and you can go, you can pick and answer the questions, as many as you can. And thank you all for also staying with us. We know we're a little bit over time, so if you have questions, please do. And if you'd like to ask questions live, please raise your hand and we can enable your microphone and camera.
Okay. So the first question is, thank you, Vijayji.
Mhm.
It is said that considering that Hindu Sanatani is the best, most appropriate religion for mankind to live in the civilized world, then how and why is the world not accepting this religion as a whole? Oh, wow. This is a wonderful question. And the reason that we all are working on this platform and we all are coming together is that people know more and more about the Hindu civilization and the philosophy. And we need to bring this to the new generation. It continues only when the new generation adopts it. So one generation has to study it very well and it has to be transferred to the new generation. And this course will help you. How do you answer the new questions of the new generation? When they talk about consciousness, you should be able to talk about the hard problem of consciousness that the neuroscience is talking about. Is consciousness related to, is it an outcome of chemical reactions? Or is it prior to that? That is a very important question, which you can talk with a teenager. What is AI? When intelligence is developing so much, when AI is a tool, whose tool? Is consciousness different or is it all AI? So, see, the new generations will have their questions, and we need to be equipped to tackle those questions, and only then the stream and the flow, river of knowledge will flow. So, that is also one reason that we are starting this program, is that we need to have our own study and handy answers and relatable answers so that we can transfer and motivate the new generation. Then there is a question about the real situation. Uh, but I think this place would be little too, it will take a lot of time to discuss this, but I think I welcome you to the course and we will surely talk about your individual questions also, where we can discuss this and go deeper into it. Sometimes you want to stay anonymous, that is also possible in the class, that you send me emails, send me your problems, send me your questions, and I will discuss that anonymously in the class. Then which version of Gita will be used for the course? Okay, so let me explain this. Here, there is no Sampradayic or a particular Sampradaya which is focused. So we will be trying to understand Bhagavad Gita originally as it is and its translations which are more unbiased about any particular Sampradaya. So that is going to be the focus. So the main intention is how to relate that to our life. And of course, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Karma Yoga, everything is there in Bhagavad Gita. So any sampradaya, whosoever, whatsoever, none of them really have any fights shouldn't have any fights amongst themselves. It is seeing the reality from different perspectives. Then will this course address the concern raised above? Yes, of course, we will be talking. Then Gita offers standard design module. If anyone follow it, he will be successful. Okay, thank you. Then the next question. Do you teach more classes? Yes, I do teach many classes. I teach Upanishads. I teach Shad Darshana. I teach for the teenagers. I teach Hindu parenting. Yeah, so multiple courses I'm taking. Then I understand 4 lessons will be covered out of 18 chapters. Okay, that is in the first module. Only in the first module, we will be covering the 4 chapters. And believe me, all these 4 chapters are so potentially strong. They almost take care of most of the concepts that are coming in Bhagavad Gita. And then accordingly, we'll move in each segment. Then, yeah, somebody has put the details of the course. Then semesters offered, yeah, 4 semesters. Then can we get the recordings? Yes, if you have registered for the webinar, eventually you will get a recording of this. This will also be live on YouTube. Is this course on Tuesdays or Fridays? So presently we have we have decided for the Tuesday, as most of the people wanted it, because weekends seem to be very busy for most of the people. Typically I take my classes on Fridays, but this time we are trying to bring it on Tuesdays. So Tuesdays, 8 p.m. CST, it starts. Then will it come under CPHS? I think you can talk with Pragyaji about this. We are yet to decide about this, because this is a separate certificate course designed for 4 quarters, we will work on it. Janaji is asking, how we can take these courses and finish within 1 calendar year, or we can complete them at our own pace. Typically, it is good if you can complete it in 1 calendar year, but this is a course which will keep happening every year. So supposedly there are some restrictions and you want to complete few models in the next year, that's also possible. And how would this course or series be different or same as yoga of Bhagavad Gītā? Okay, so this is basically uh, a 4 quarter course. And in the 4 quarter course, the focus is going to be on 3 levels. One is on the philosophical and the yoga level. Other would be on the psychological level with uh, comparing, analyzing the different psychotherapies that exist in the contemporary framework. And from the Western psychology, we would also be understanding how our concepts are in parallel, sometimes same, sometimes different, sometimes even more. So that kind of analysis will happening. And the third aspect to this course is about counseling, how we can counsel ourselves going forward, how we can counsel anybody in the family, how we can transfer this wisdom to the new generation. So that kind of an understanding would also be developed. Then why Hindus don't have unity? We have so many teachings about how to build successful societies. Old civilizations are in Indus Valley too. What's the real reason? Why Hindus don't have unity? Wow, this is such an important topic, and we will surely discuss it in our class because today that would run. I mean, we are running short of time, but of course, we will discuss and how to work on this, as a society, as a community, and as a family also, because these days we are also losing out in the unity in family. So, how to work? And then, lastly, uh, we also live in fragmented selves, fragmented identities, how to combine our fragmented identities into one single strong identity, not just being very philosophical and understanding that I will meditate and I am eternal Brahman. Not just that. How that has to come into our action perspectives and in our goals, in our seva. That is something which we will be discussing. Well, any other question? I think I have covered
There
most of
are
them.
3 more questions, Kalikaji, and there's one hand up. Senji has a hand up.
So can
So,
you
would you-
tell me the questions? I'm unable to see, I think.
okay.
One is about the book. So once we start the course, I will give you all the details, which books to refer, which is a textbook. Everything will be given, all informations will be given to you. So you will get a recordings of your classes. Each class will be recorded. So if you are not able to attend a particular class, you have this uh, facility that you can go again and again through the recordings of the class. There will be slides while I will be presenting. There will be different questionnaires. Those everything, all material will be there with you. Okay, so what are the other questions?
Uh, One shorter question is, can you please list the theme of all the 4 modules? Can you point to the details? I think this was an earlier question, Kalikaji. I think we
Okay,
we spoke about it
we
in
spoke
detail.
about it. Yes.
And we will also put the links. The links are out there in the chat, and the web pages have all the details. It's a anonymous viewer, so we don't know who it is. And the last question, Kalikaji, says, Namaste, I have a basic understanding of the Bhagavad Gita and its essence. The
Mm.
challenge has been to bridge the gap between knowing and doing action. So, my discomfort that most of us know the essence of the Gita and key takeaways,
Yes.
but we still act not in line with what we know. What
Yes.
are we missing here? I could spend another 20 years. So it's basically, I think, how do we get out of
Yes.
this
Yes.
loop,
Yes.
not that of ignorance, but that of knowing little and doing little?
So, absolutely. And I'm so glad that by the end of this discussion, we are dealing with this question. You know, there is something which I know, but it is not coming in my action. And the whole purpose of this program is to build a bridge between how to act according to my knowledge. So we all live into dissonance at times. I know that I should not be angry at my kids, but I tend to be angry. And then I repent. I feel guilty about it. How to lessen this kind of experience? I know I have to be more composed when there are critical situations, but I panic. And then I remember, oh, I shouldn't have panicked. So Arjuna is also panicking in the first chapter. He says, Sidanti mama gatrani mukham cha parishushati vepatusha sharire me roma harshascha jayate. So that is all these conditions that he is describing. I will explain this in English while we are in the class. So he says, I am shivering. The bow and arrow from my hand is dropping down. I am unable to know. So what are these? These are the symptoms of panic attack. I don't say Arjun was into panic attack, but similar conditions are shown. And we all experience that. But then, how to hold ourselves when there is a critical situation? So, how to lessen the dissonance between our knowledge and our action? That is the whole purpose behind this course. And that is where as a counselor for past 30 years, I've been helping my clients. That is where I have been working with parents and teenagers and children as to uh, how can we avoid this dissonance on the individual level, familial level, on the level of civilization. India has great philosophy, but why and how much it is seen or not seen in our infrastructure, in our interactions, the way we are living, the way we are dealing with each other. There are so many issues, and they are natural. But is there a way? Can we build a bridge between this? Can we make the civilization and ourselves more stronger? I mean, that is all is the topic of this course. Otherwise, Bhagavad Gita is something which has been endlessly taught everywhere in the world, and it has to be like that. But still, every time a focus of the discussion changes, it has a different flavor to it. Yeah, a different perspective.
Thank you, Kalika ji, and for all of you who are still here, I thank you very much. And hopefully, we got to all of your questions. And I think personally, before I spent quite a few years in the Zen tradition, right? And so I want to, end by sharing a little story, like a little Zen story. There's this really rich businessman, and he has a large family. He's very busy, and and but he's lost his energy, and he's not as successful in business. His relationships with his family aren't going well, so he kind of seeks out this Zen master. And he tells him all this, what's going on in his life. And the Zen master says, okay, you should meditate 10 minutes every day, right? And the man says, do you know how busy I am? Like, I have all these problems. I'm stressed out. Do you think I can meditate for 10 minutes a day? And so the Zen master says, you know, um, he smiles and he nods and he calmly says, oh, I see. I see your problem. In your case, you must meditate 20 minutes a day, twice a day. So that's kind of sometimes that's where we all find ourselves. So with that, thank you, Kalikaji, again for this excellent
Thank you.
presentation, and thank you, Kushalji, for adeptly managing the technology behind us and making all this possible. And Kushalji, if you can, please put the links and the phone numbers for the contact and the course links in the chat so that everyone has where to go. And as I said, we because of in the interest of quality, the spaces would be limited. So please sign up as soon as you can. That also helps us plan the courses better. So please sign up. And with that, Kalikaji, would you like to close?
Just 1 second.
Please.
Somebody has just asked here, what is the recommended age group? And is there a requirement to know Sanskrit? No, even if you don't.
Oh, I think
Uh,
Kalikaji, you.
question question.
Yeah, there you go.
The second one is age. So anybody beyond 18 is most welcome. 18 to 100, I would say. But it will
Kalika ji,
benefit everybody. But the focus is, yeah, that's how I'll say just that.
I
So
think your
anybody.
answer about knowing Sanskrit got cut off, Kalika ji.
Oh, is it? Okay. Even if you don't know Sanskrit, you will be fine in this course. So we will be reading some Sanskrit and I will be giving references, but everything is taught and discussed in English. So you
Mhm.
will be fine without Sanskrit. But if you know Sanskrit, it's an additional bonus always.
Right.
So thank you, Vijayji, so much.
Of
And thank
course.
you, Kushalji. It's always wonderful to speak on this platform of HUA with all wonderful souls around there. Thank you, everybody, for connecting with us on Saturday morning. And I wholeheartedly invite you all in this journey of understanding Bhagavad Gita and making it more relevant. So let us join hands together, let us grow together. So, though I'm a facilitator, I'm a teacher, I'm also growing with every class, with every student, and therefore I'm excited to seeing you all back in the class. Okay, see you. Thank you,
Right.
everybody.
And do you want to close us with a prayer, Kalika
Yes,
ji?
yes. Oh, asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, मृत्युर्मा अमृतं गमय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. Thank you. Smile more and see today's sunset and tomorrow's sunrise. Do not forget